Hey everyone, happy 4th of July weekend. Today I'm going to give you another summer meal inspiration, and I'm just going around my garden and getting a handful of herbs, just all of the beautiful things that are coming up. We have basil and sage, and pictured there is some nasturtium and calendula, which I actually didn't use for this recipe, but I thought it was so beautiful. And I couldn't help but take you guys around a little bit and show you all the beautiful things growing in the garden. We do have a few little tomatoes coming on, which is super exciting for me, and we're just going to enjoy this summer evening making herb pasta with a fresh salad and a sausage marinara. This is a simple egg pasta. It's not sourdough, so you could whip it up really quick. It's 2 cups of flour. I use white all-purpose organic flour, unbleached of course. And we use our eggs from our chickens, which means that they are room temperature, or I actually just got them out of the coop before this video. So they are warm and not cold. And you can see I'm just making a little well in the center, and Case is going to help me. So easy, a 5-year-old can do it. I'll make that joke. And so he's just going to crack the eggs in there, and then we're going to whisk them together and then start to incorporate the flour. It actually isn't really all that complicated. You could do this in your mixer if you wanted to. You don't even have to do it like we're doing it. We're just doing it this way, the traditional way, just for fun, but really it's going to all come together in the end anyways. You just want it to be smooth and pliable by the end of it. We also add a handful of chopped herbs that we got from the garden. You can add as many or as little herbs as you want. We probably added about 2 tablespoons of fresh herbs, very finely diced, but you could do as little as, a teaspoon, or do a teaspoon of dried herbs would be really beautiful anyways, like herbs de Provence or maybe an Italian seasoning, but the fresh herbs gave it an amazing flavor. Now here's something I'm doing. I'm adding salt to this recipe. I added 2 teaspoons of salt, and I later found out from watching pasta videos that you actually shouldn't salt your pasta because it doesn't dissolve into the pasta dough very well. You should actually just very well salt your water. Salt your water very well. There we go. And that will give your pasta the salty flavor. But I did notice that even though you're not technically supposed to add salt to your pasta dough, it turned out great and it tasted so flavorful, especially with the herbs. So you can just do what you want. If you want to add salt, you can. I've never had an issue with that, but next time I think I will try to salt the water instead of salting the pasta, even though I do salt my water anyways. I've always done that. Anyways, you're going to get your dough to come together by kneading it a couple times. You can see Kane in the background. He was snacking while we were doing this. And you're going to knead this for a couple minutes until it all comes together very well, like a smooth, pliable dough. And then you're going to let it rest for 30 minutes. And you don't want to put it in the fridge or anything. You just want to leave it out on the counter covered with a damp tea towel or with plastic wrap, and you're just letting it rest so the gluten that you've created can allow to rest. That way it'll be a lot easier to roll out or put through your pasta attachment and then cut into pasta pieces. And we're doing spaghetti today. That's my kids' favorite. So after you've allowed your dough to rest, you're going to cut it into 4 sections, and you're going to pat it down into a small little rectangle or a circle. And I'm not doing this by hand today. I almost never do it by hand. I probably should more, but with 3 small kids, I just like to do things the easy way, and it is a lot of fun making pasta anyways, even if you're just using a pasta attachment. But I would love to try using just my rolling pin and a knife to see what would happen. But you're just going to pat these out so it's able to go through the pasta attachment, and you're going to go through each setting. So you know the drill. If you've made pasta before, you go on to the highest setting, or excuse me, the lowest setting, so 1, and then you run it through each setting all the way up to 8 is what my pasta setting is. So it's really, really thin. You can almost see your fingers through it, and then you're going to run it through your desired pasta cutting of your choice. So we did spaghetti tonight, and this has taken me a long time to get right. My dough's been too wet before, it's been too dry, and there's so much that you can learn about pasta making. My best advice is that you should just try it, because chances are, no matter how much research you do, no matter how much reading you do on it, your first pasta making, unless you just have the luck of the draw or you just have a really lucky first try, it's not going to be perfect. And that's what's great about homemade pasta. But the more I make it, the more I learn. Like, I just learned that technically you're not supposed to add salt to your egg pasta, and I've learned how to make sourdough pasta, which is great, and I've been learning all these new tricks, and you'll always keep learning new things. It's a lot like just making a traditional sourdough artisan bread. You're always going to be learning, and it's really enjoyable for me, and this pasta was the best pasta that I had ever made. So, and I've probably made it about 8 times now, and I love sharing it with you guys, because I'm not really the type of content creator that is, you know, wanting to make things that are going to be popular or what, you know, everybody likes to see. I'm a pretty private person, so I don't want to share a lot of my personal life, but I do love to share what I'm doing in the kitchen. And I'm actually rocking Emmy in her little rock and play as I'm doing this. That's why it looks like I'm so concentrated, because I am very trying to concentrate on what I'm doing. It's pretty funny. But I was super excited about this pasta, and I know that some of you guys will be as well, especially if you love to cook from scratch. So our local grocery store actually had a closeout on some organic marinara sauce, so I was really excited about that. I got a ton of jars glass jars for a really great deal. So that's what I've been using for my spaghetti. But normally I'll just use crushed tomatoes, tomato paste, Italian seasoning, or fresh herbs like sage, basil, and parsley, and garlic powder and garlic and onions chopped really finely. And then I will just make a really simple marinara sauce for my pasta. You can see I'm eating the pasta raw because it's so good. And that's just a really simple way to make a sauce, or you can just use store-bought marinara like I did. And I add sausage. This is local sausage that we bought from a local farm. It's the best sausage I've ever had, so it was really great for this recipe. And then I go ahead and add that to my pasta after it's cooked for about 3 to 4 minutes. And I go ahead and add the sauce to the pasta so the pasta will stay, wet and it won't dry out while I'm making my other things. Like I'm making some garlic bread here from some fresh sourdough bread that I made. We've been experimenting with sourdough bread with freshly ground grains, and you've probably seen that if you follow me on Instagram. And I just cut up some butter, and I cut up some fresh parsley from the garden, add some garlic powder, add some cloves of garlic diced finely, and then I add that to the top of my toast. Then I'm gonna toast this in the oven. And that turned out really nicely for a really quick garlic bread. There's also a pull-apart garlic bread that I loved. I think I've shared it on this channel before, actually, probably in my last pasta making video. But this is just a really easy way to have some from scratch, garlic bread. If you already have a sourdough loaf made and it's kind of going stale, you can really easily revive it with some butter and toasting it in the oven. Back in the garden to get some leaf lettuce that me and my sons grew. This has been the best and most prolific lettuce I've ever grown. I love it. And I just add some really simple toppings. I added cranberries, radishes from the farmer's market, green onions from the farmer's market, a few different things, goat cheese, cranberries. Those are my favorite things to add to my salad, and I add some different things depending on everyone's preference in the family. And then a simple olive oil and rosemary balsamic vinaigrette on top, which was really good. I actually got that from our local grocery store. We had some blackberries come up, which I wanted to add to my salad, but I didn't quite have enough, so that will be coming soon for me, which I'm super excited. I love berries on a fresh summer salad. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I'm not really into making what everybody kind of wants to see. I know everybody loves the days in the lives and the day in the life videos, I should say, and I love watching those too, but I'm not in a phase of life to make those right now. So I just want to share what I'm making. I know I enjoy seeing from scratch meals made because I love cooking for my family, and I know a lot of you guys do too. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today, and I hope you enjoyed it. And there will be more videos to come this summer, summer inspiration videos, and hopefully some more gardening videos. I feel like I'm just now getting my feet under me after having Emmy, so I'm really happy to begin sharing more videos and reels with you guys. I hope you guys are having a great summer, and happy 4th of July weekend. I'll see you next time.